Pumel's French territories. South Korea commences trial proceedings for impeachment of president. Many thanks for joining us on Global Box. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Now the news in detail. We begin from Nigeria, where President Bola Tinubu has called on leaders of the Economic of West African States, ECOWAS, to emulate Ghana's democratic practice following the recent presidential and parliamentary elections in the country. Recall the former president, John Mahama, was re-elected to lead Ghana once again last Saturday, defeating the incumbent Vice President Mohamed Bawumia. The president made the call in his opening speech at the 66th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Government in Abuja. He also hailed the incumbent president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, who is attending the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Government for the last time as president for the successful election. Meanwhile, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has issued a 6-month grace period to junta-led Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to reconsider their decision to exit the regional bloc. In a communique issued by the group in Abuja after the 66th Ordinary Session of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, President of the Commission, Dr. Omar Tari, noted that 3 Sahel countries can be readmitted to the bloc should they decide to rejoin the community. During the transitional period between January 29 to July 29, 2025, negotiations led by Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye and Togo's Pharaoh Gnassigbe will continue. The development follows the elapse of the 1-year statutory period since the 3 countries first filed their decision to withdraw. Meanwhile, the 3 junta-led states in West Africa have announced visa-free travel and residency rights for citizens in ECOWAS. This is coming in the light the TROS plan to withdraw from the 15-member regional bloc in January after refusing the group's demand to restore democratic rule. The leaders of the states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, said the visa and residency decision had been taken in the spirit of friendship and to strengthen countries' old ties among African people. Elsewhere, hundreds of people are feared dead on the French territory of Mayotte, located in the northernmost Mozambique Channel after the worst cyclone to hit the area in 90 years, with waves up to 8 meters high and wind speed of 140 miles per hour, pummeled the island. According to island's prefect, the number of people killed totals close to 100 or several thousands. One of the officials in charge of rescue operations, Philip Mays, gave the update on the situation.
And transporting all the staff and equipment needed for the victim rescue mission on the island of Mayotte. So here there's a sort of cluster log that's being organized to bring together the men and equipment.
More so, the French Interior Minister is on his way to Ireland along with 160 firefighters and soldiers. Meanwhile, the residents of Mayotte's capital, John Ballows, narrates his terror as Cyclone Chido made landfall.
It was the wind blowing, and I was panicked. I screamed, "We need help, we need help." I was screaming because I could see the end coming for me.
Reacting to the incident, French President Emmanuel Macron said there was a need for urgency, and as he has committed to sending reinforcements to the French island territory of Mayotte over the weekend. In a social media post, he said his thoughts are with compatriots in Mayotte who have gone through the most horrific few hours and who have lost everything and lost their lives. And our German Chancellor Olaf Scholz looks set to lose his position in a confidence vote today that will pave the way for a snap election early this year. Scholz himself called the vote, and should he lose, he will have to ask Germany's President Frank-Walter Steinmeier to dissolve parliament in a process which would trigger fresh elections. New elections must be held within 60 days of parliament being dissolved, and Scholz, who leads the centre-right Social Democratic SDP, has reportedly reached an agreement with opposition parties to hold an early federal elections on February 23rd. In the United States, 2 persons have been arrested after allegedly conducting a hazardous drone operation near the airspace of the U.S. city of Boston Main Airport. 42-year-old Robert Duffy and a 32-year-old Jeremy Folsick were arrested on Long Island, part of the Boston's Harbor Islands. The police have since reacted to the arrest.
Across the United States, and this particular event's connection to them. It's clear, according to the police, that these men were flying a drone and that they were doing so in a way that was concerning the traffic going into Logan International Airport. But we don't know if their activity was representative of this broader phenomenon that we've seen in the United States, or if it was quietly 2 American drone pilots out using their drone as is allowed under U.S. law.
They were charged with trespassing, and police said they may face further count and fines over the drones, which were dangerously close to Logan International Airport. Global Box is reaching you live from Adamimogo 107.7 FM. It is still to come. South Korea commences trial proceedings for impeachment of president.
Is here with us again. Oh yes, Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti is using this medium to inform and invite children, parents, heads of nursery, primary and secondary schools, churches and individuals wishing to sponsor children and be a part of our 2024 Father Christmas show beginning from 2nd to 24th December 2024. Come and let's revel in the season of love and giving. It promises to be fun-filled. Our Father Christmas will arrive from Rome and be seated at his grotto in our station to receive children, dance and play with them. There are lots of take-home goodies and gifts from Father Christmas, as well as toys and play gadgets to make children's visit interesting, long-lasting, and memorable. For further inquiries, please contact Desmond Olaoluwa on 0806 511 4430 or Bayo Babalola on 0803 562 5812. Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti 2024 Father Christmas Show promises to be exciting. Be a part.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you, your news and queries, please contact our newsroom on 0811 801 8242. Now to the rest of the news. A mayor in Mexico's central San Luis Potosi state and a member of the ruling Morena party, Jesus Eduardo, has been shot dead with 3 others, according to the state prosecutor's office. The mayor of Tancanchut municipality and the 3 other victims were found dead inside the vehicle. The Moreno Party president Rita Rodriguez, in a post on X, expressed grievances on the death of their colleague and urged authorities to reach the ultimate consequences and find those responsible. And now to Asia. South Korea's Constitutional Court has begun trial proceedings for the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was suspended for plunging the country into political turmoil. According to members of the parliament, the court now has 6 months to decide whether to remove Yoon or reinstate him. Yoon's ruling party, or People's Power Party (PPP), has been thrown into turmoil ever since, with its party leader Han Dong-hong announcing his resignation. Meanwhile, China has vowed to push for healthy and stable ties with South Korea following the recent development. According to Belgium's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ling Yang at the regular press conference today, promoting the healthy and stable development of China-South Korea ties accords with the common interest of both sides. And talking business, Bitcoin has surged to a new record high, extending a rally that has seen the cryptocurrency's price rise by more than 50% since Donald Trump's victory in the November 5 election. The world's largest cryptocurrency briefly passed $106,000 before falling to around $105,000 in Asia trade today. The incoming Trump administration is seen as being far more friendly towards cryptocurrencies than the Biden White House. Recall that last week, the U.S. president-elect reiterated that he is considering creating a natural stockpile of the digital currency similar to the country's strategic oil reserve. And finally on sport, Atalanta's in-form player Ademola Lookman will lead Nigeria's quest for honours at tonight's CAF Awards in the Moroccan city of Marrakesh. The Super Eagles forward is in pole position to be crowned the CAF Player of the Year for 2024 following a stunning campaign that saw him win the Europa League, where he bagged a history hat-trick in the final. Lookman will battle South Africa's Rowan Williams, Cote d'Ivoire's Simeon Adringa, and Guinea's Gurase, and also Hakimi of Morocco for Africa's top individual football prize. Recall that the 27-year-old was the only African in the Ballon d'Or's shortlist this year and finished in an impressive 14th place. And with that sports story, we end this edition of Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ido-Ekiti. Before we go, the highlight again. We told you that in Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has called on leaders of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to emulate Ghana's democratic practice following the recent presidential and parliamentary elections in the country. He also hailed the incumbent president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, for the successful election. We brought it to you that hundreds of people are feared dead on the French territory of Mayotte, located in the northernmost Mozambique Channel, after a cyclone pummeled the island with wind speeds of 140 miles per hour. Finally, we brought it to you that South Korea's Constitutional Court has begun trial proceedings for the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol, who was suspended for plunging the country into political turmoil. And that's Global Box this afternoon on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Oladoyin Palace, Ido-Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi.